to be a change. Ought to be concerned if there's been no transformation of power. If I'm doing the same things and I haven't changed. There's a test. Oh yes, there's a test. The test is to change life in 2 Corinthians 13:5. Where the apostle says, examine yourself, whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own self. Know ye not your own selves how that Christ Jesus is in you, except ye be reprobate. In other words, if you name the name of Christ, examine yourself. That's what he said. See if Christ is in you. How will we know? A change. Some things have changed in my conversation, my thinking. Oh, I'm not perfect, but I'm perfectible. I'm getting there because I'm getting to be like Jesus. A transformation, a change, power, dunamis. And that's why Paul says, I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not ashamed of the gospel. The Greeks call it foolishness. But I know it's the power of God. It's changed my life. And that's what witnessing is. Tell people how your life's been changed. I was a sinner. I found the Lord. By faith through Jesus, he's come into my life and changed me. It's not a religion. It's a relationship. Let me tell you about a person. And if you ask him into your life, he'll change it. But I'm a good person. But you ain't good enough. Not good enough for him. Only he's good enough for himself. And that's why you got to have Jesus in you. And his righteousness. Transforming power. This is why we're able to go into the communities, change lives. As missionaries with my family, we walked the streets of Camden with nothing else but the gospel. And it was enough. Change lives. People's lives were changed. We made announcements and all of that. But it was the power of God. I had to see that. People's lives changed. A lady walking down the street one day, I just happened to be walking out of the church. Shared the gospel with her and she got saved. She called me on Christmas Day. Said her husband had just had a stroke. He was in the hospital. Left my family on that Christmas Day, went to the hospital, led Mr. Brown to Christ. Power of the gospel. Mr. Brown lived exactly 1 year, died the next Christmas Day. Used to visit him and all he wanted, read the 23rd Psalm. I said, there are other songs. 23rd Psalm every time. Finally, he memorized it. Went home to be with the Lord. George Peterson met him at a city meeting where we were being robbed in our neighborhoods, and got together, talked to George Peterson, invited him to the home, led him to salvation in Jesus Christ. George Peterson has been to Africa as a missionary 4 times. The power of the gospel. We have forgotten that's all we need to turn the city around. And if each of us would leave here today understanding the transforming power of the gospel of Jesus Christ. I don't care what your condition is. The power of the gospel can change your life. Change your life. This is why religion is failing. It's failing, absolutely. Because all it's doing is taking a man, the same man, putting him in a new suit with a straw hat on, a bean pie in his hand, and a paper that he is soliciting for. He looks good, he's shaven, but you got the same old man who is just simply in a new suit. That won't rest with God. God is not about putting an old man in a new suit. God is about putting a new man in a new suit. And I know that. If this earthen house be dissolved, we got a new one made of hands. But God has made us the new man first. We get the suit later.